As a motorsports reporter and being born and raised in Indianapolis, racing has always been in my blood.
I'm a professional racer and car builder, and I've done quite a few car transformations over the years.
And with our experiences and friends in the automotive industry, Colette and I have teamed up to combine our love for cars with our desire to make a difference.
Helping Hands Garage is all about giving back to deserving families who have a project that's seen better days.
So join us as we roll up our sleeves and drive dreams forward at Helping Hands Garage. Even everyday heroes like our new friends Bill and Cyndy Kenna need a helping hand.
Cyndy has been a nurse for over 20 years in a cardiac cath lab, and Bill served in the Air Force in the 90s as an air crew member, and then wore a badge, protecting and serving as a police officer.
Helping Hands Garage is a place where we can help those who have dedicated their lives to helping others. This is Cyndy's dream car, a 2012 Dodge Challenger that Bill surprised her with, and she uses as a daily driver. And since she's owned a Colette, she hasn't had the time or the resources to make it her own.
We know with our Helping Hands crew, we can take this stock Challenger and make it turn some heads.
But before we dive into the Challenger wish list, it's time to go meet Bill and Cyndy. Well, filling up the garage is a 2012 Challenger. It's owned by Bill and Cyndy, but really, I like to think it's really your vehicle. Is that true? True or false?
Sure car.
I think there's really a pivotal story here. Match made in heaven with the car. How did it all come about? How did it begin in your possession?
I didn't know that my wife was into muscle cars. We had a car show, and one day she pointed out this muscle car, and oh, she really likes this. And I was like, what? I didn't know. And then she started telling me about she likes Challengers. And then one day I had just had an opportunity to get this Challenger. I told Cyndy that my buddy was buying a car. So then he brought it over to the house. And, you know, she came out, and of course, she was like, oh, it's a Challenger. Like, this is so cool. She's telling him how much she likes the car. He tells us, hey, why don't you take it for a drive? She didn't want to drive it. She was like, I can't drive your car, right? So we go around the block, and the whole time she was just telling me how much she loves the car. This is so cool. Oh, it has a Hemi. You know, so of course I got on it a little bit, you know, and stuff like that. And then she was like, do you think maybe we can get one of these one day? And I said, well, maybe. Maybe one day.
Potentially.
Yeah, maybe one day. It's when I handed her a card that just said, and she opened it up, she said, what was it? What's this? And I said, enjoy your new Challenger. So,
it was very sweet and very unexpected.
I have goosebumps. So was it a birthday?
No.
Anniversary?
No.
Just because.
Just because. You know what? She's a great mom, and she's a great wife, and she deserves something cool to drive.
Cyndy, you're a great wife and mom, and it also doesn't stop there. Professionally, you've carried the load in some of the ways as well. What's your background? What's your story?
So I'm a cardiac nurse. I've been a nurse for a little over 20 years. I spent the first 13 years of my nursing career in the cardiac cath lab, where we take care of patients with heart issues, usually coronary artery disease. So I assist the doctor, give medications, the doctor puts stents in. I did that job for about 13 years, and then I took a break. I just recently got back into the patient care aspect, where now I'm in the same department, but I'm doing the pre-care and the post-care of these patients.
As you kind of look around the room and say, hey, he's deserving of it too. He's deserving of this experience to share. Why?
Well, he's a great husband, and he's an incredible father, and he's our rock. And I don't know where I would be without him.
Well, what's cool is in the Helping Hands Garage, we're going to be getting some updates on that thing, making it even more souped up and ready for the streets, if you will. What do you hope for?
Well, there was definitely some repairs that needed to be done.
The radio has been an issue. The volume goes up unexpectedly, and you can't even turn it off or turn it down.
Freezes, so you can't turn it off or turn it down.
So that is a good punch list to some of the ideas. It's going to be really exciting to see you guys, the wish list come alive, if you will. Get that car up and running, moving, shaking, and sounding the way that it absolutely should. And we appreciate your guys' time and sharing your story.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So out of the box, this 2012 Dodge Challenger is already a mean machine with this 5.7 liter V8 pushing 370 horsepower, which is plenty for Cyndy. So we're going to be taking the time to focus mostly on aesthetics and entertainment.
You kind of mentioned aesthetics. What I'm thinking about, like, spoiler, something more aggressive in the front grille to kind of make it pop. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
And I think also one thing that was mentioned was a sound system. We got to upgrade that.
Luckily for her, we called up our good friends at Stinger. So we're going to be doing a complete sound system overhaul, speakers, amps, the whole thing. And we're also going to be overhauling the suspension, get the ride lower, looking more aggressive, and it'll have better handling as well.
Okay, now that we have a good game plan, I think it's time to meet the Helping Hands to make this whole thing come alive. Well, one of the friendly helping hands around here is Eric. Now, Eric has been along for the journey with Bill for a couple of years now, but from a big picture storytelling standpoint, what's the connect?
Bill and I met when we were, I guess, world travelers at the young age of 19. I was 18, I think, when we first met, and it was on a deployment for Desert Shield, Desert Storm.
Wow. Thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you. And it's been an honor. It's been a wild ride, but that's where we met and started our adventure together.
You know, is there one way that you would kind of describe Bill?
Yeah, for me, he's become a brother in every sense of the word. He's a giver. He gives to his family, he gives to his community. He's been a man of faith for most of the life that I've known Bill. He's just great. You know, he's fun to be around. We obviously share a lot of the same passions, and getting to travel the world with him was a good honor as well.
Well, Cyndy gives of herself all the time, and I can't think of this happening to a better person than Cyndy.
Overhauling the sound system is going to be our biggest project on this Dodge Challenger, and that is why we called up our friends at Stinger. Thank you, Jeff and Jordan, for being here. Want to talk to me about all these goodies that you brought for Cyndy?
Yeah, so we heard about the project, wanted to be a major part of it, so we brought a complete system from our family of products, starting with our audio control amplifiers and speakers and subwoofers. So we want to make sure that this project got the best that we offer.
You had no idea what we were going to be doing. What do you think about this surprise?
Incredible equipment here. Thank you.
Now where do we need to start?
Well, now we need to rip out everything that's in there from stock and start on our system.
Do you want to unclip it on the inside? These clips stress me out.
Light harness.
And we're free. So we had to wrestle that door panel off of here a little bit, but it's off.
Yep. So on this door panel, what you have to realize that every car is different. This particular one is held in from a series of push pins on the front and back of the door panel, and then there are 2 screws within the door handle assembly, and then there's 3 screws across the bottom, and a lot of strength to pop the door panel off the body of the door itself. So.
Yes, so if you're doing this, it might feel like you're breaking your door panel, but that's how you do it. So now what are we working on?
Now we're going to remove the factory speaker, and then we're going to remove the other side and remove the dash speakers, and then continue to get all the factory stuff out so we can start putting the new stuff in.
Cyndy, we have been working on this 2012 Challenger. That interior is getting a little bit of a boost, literally and figuratively, with a new sound system. And of course, up here in the front, we're really wanting to make sure we spice it up a little bit, get it a little meaner, if you will, with a new grille. And we have these LED halo projector lights. Those are so rad.
Yeah, we really like those. They give it a really aggressive look, which is what we wanted to go for. And it has these sequential turn signals that really look cool at night.
And of course, we were talking a little bit about some fixins that needed a little extra TLC. Along here on the side, there was a little damage done.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it happened, but needless to say, it's there, and it definitely needs to be repaired.
And the last thing up here at the front is we need to make sure we pull this bumper off. Things are working, looking all right and what they are. Are you ready to pull this?
I'm ready if you are.
And then are you ready to turn the lights on?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to day 2 here at Helping Hands Garage, where we are hard at work on Cyndy's 2012 Dodge Challenger. Now, we've been diving deep into sound and entertainment, and we got a lot of updates. We've had a lot of progress, right?
Yeah, we've got the whole car taken apart. We've started dropping in the new audio control speakers, and we're looking at the faceplate now, which is going to be a huge upgrade.
Yes, I mean, even comparing this to what she had previously in the car, visually, there's a huge difference, right?
Yeah.
But even with the tech that's going to be packed into this one and the capabilities, that's also going to be a big difference.
Yeah, we're going to add a couple cameras for her, so when this car's lowered, she'll have a nice front camera, back camera for reversing.
That's nice. She didn't even know about that either.
No, she didn't.
We keep adding things onto this, giving her a lot of surprises, which is awesome. And now, before we can actually get this in the car, though, there still are other important things that need to be done, right?
We still have some wires to run to get all the amplifiers going, so we're going to just keep on working on that.
There have been some changes to the vehicle. You wanted a little more of an aggressive look. And these headlights are really gonna help bring that and elevate that game. I think your buddy Eric over there is waiting to show you what they might look like. All right, yeah.
Awesome. Wow.
Just as a
Looks
little
incredible.
right? Now there's gives you a little bit now in the darkness. You are the person on the road that people try to avoid. And then where's that turn signal? Yeah, it's gonna be great,
awesome.
right?
Yep. Looks amazing.
And on the back end of all that, we're gonna put the bumper back on, make it look that menacing look. And my real question for you today is, what's the name, or have we not gotten there yet?
We're still deciding.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
We're still working on it.
No pressure, but really, you should name your car.
All right, Bill, you and Katie already talked about our grill and headlight upgrade that's coming in. But while the front bumper is off, I'm seeing one more piece that should probably get an upgrade. What do you think?
Yeah, it's seen better days for sure.
Well, we do have a new SRT style front lip that we're also going to be throwing on here and getting this one off. This will be a really simple install, but it's also going to make a really big visual difference. You know, the SRT style front lip is going to give us that much more aggressive look that we're going for. What is that? This thing was just waiting to come off.
Yeah, it was. Getting there.
Jeff is in the back finishing up installing the rear speakers, and we already added a bunch of style and personality to the front of the car. So now we're working our way to the back. And this is something that was specifically requested by you, right?
Yes.
These rear window louvers on the wish list, now they're here.
Beautiful.
We can take a little sneak peek, see what they're gonna look like on the car. You might be losing a little bit of visibility, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, luckily, this is a straightforward install. This already has these brackets. If you look at the rear, there's all these brackets around it that just have adhesive tape on it. So we're gonna peel it off, stitch it in place, and then we'll be good.
All right.
And once they're also on the car, we can actually take the louvers back off with these nuts right here. And then after that, we'll add some insulation so that you don't hear any rattling. It's not shaking when you're having fun in your new Challenger. And we'll just keep an eye on the corners. Make sure it's all the way lined up. The middle one might not be pressed down that much with me and you working over here. So there we go.
Thank you.
All right, the official reveal, what do you think?
Love it. Looks great.
And it matches side louvers too. It's perfect.
Yep.
When we come back here on Helping Hands Garage, we'll be installing the new rear spoiler, and then we can move the Challenger to the lift to start upgrading the suspension. Stay with us. Welcome back to Helping Hands Garage. Now, Colette and Cyndy just finished up the louvers in the back. The audio system's going in, and these two have been busy at the front of the Challenger. Now, we have Jake and Emily. First, I gotta start with you. This is like your world. What's your way into this world?
For my 16th birthday, my parents had blessed me with a 05 Mustang. And the older look for the Mustang, because I have a 05, I just like that more than the newer one.
Okay.
The newer model of it. So.
All right, that makes sense. And you over here, you're not quite old enough for the license yet, right?
No.
Okay, so when that time comes, do you think you're gonna get into the vibe, the energy, the feelings of these vehicles, or are you just gonna let that be their thing?
Just for them.
Just for them. But we do appreciate your helping hands. You got the chance to work a little bit with your brother here. What were you guys navigating? Can you guys kind of paint the picture for us?
Yeah, so we were working on the front grille that goes right here over the lights.
What has it been like to be, you know, growing up with parents who really give to not just your family, but to many others as well?
And it's good to see because it kind of molds us into what we're going to be when we're older.
Sure.
So seeing them give back to the church or just to other people in general, it just like kind of paints a picture in our minds
Sure.
that we can like follow their lead and give back to whoever needs it.
Lots of progress has been made here on our complete sound system overhaul with Stinger. Now, Jeff, please talk to us about some of these awesome custom pieces that were made just for this car.
Well, this particular subwoofer enclosure is built specifically for the Challenger Charger 300 platform. It's a shallow subwoofer enclosure that allows you to still have trunk space.
That's what I love. That's my favorite part is like, look at all of this that you still have access to.
Exactly. These are built to have very little trunk space, but the same amount of bass that you would want to have in your vehicle.
There's another custom piece hiding underneath here too, right?
We took the factory enclosure that was normally down here and we converted it over to be the amplifier rack. So we're going to wire up the 6-channel amplifier to power the insides and the monoblock to power the 2 subwoofers, and finish up all of our Stinger wiring, make it all nice and neat. And the last thing is going to be to wrap up the radio install in the dash and finish the wiring, and then we'll fire it up.
Awesome. Well, Cyndy is so close to having her ride bumping. Home
Yep.
stretch.
Looks good and it's going to sound good.
This Challenger is coming together for Bill and Cyndy, and of course you can see Cindy's a little bit ready to go. She is geared up. But before we get to that, the rear window louver has been finished, and it is time to kind of switch and make moves to the spoiler.
Yeah, so this is another one of those wish list items, right?
Yes.
We ended up finding you that perfect spoiler that you were going for. So this is a 2-piece drag style spoiler that's actually going to be attaching right here to your factory spoiler. You know, it's going to reduce that drag and increase your fuel efficiency, which is always good. However, the one, maybe not a downside, but the little difficult part that we need to get over is that you need to drill holes. Multiple holes into your beautiful car, but it's for a good cause.
Yes. It turns out that once you go race mode, you never go back.
Never go back.
You never go back out of race mode. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
To do this thing. All right.
ready.
We've already used this as a template. We marked out the holes for you, and we're gonna give you the honors of doing that first one.
Get it, girl. This is your ride.
And she's in it. No going back now. No going back. You gotta commit. Let's do it.
More value.
Hey! She did it! It's a race car now. Let's keep going. So in order to actually attach our spoiler onto your factory wing, we need to install these nutserts. Usually this requires a specialty tool, but in this kit, they sent you a combination of a washer and a bolt that gives you a way to actually get this installed without needing the specialty tool. So now I can put that wrench right there. You're gonna hold it tight. Now you can take the wrench off. And there we go.
Easy peasy.
Now we just have a couple more of those to do, and then we can throw your spoiler right on.
How much more gratifying is it to know that you are the one actually kind of doing the work on this thing?
Oh, very. Yeah, this is because I've never worked on a car before, so this is the first time.
Yeah.
Doing it, and on your own baby. It makes it even better.
This stuff, of course, we gotta... Yeah.
What do you think?
Scale of 1 to
amazing.
10?
10, absolutely.
Well, before we leave here, we do have one more aesthetic upgrade for the rear, and that is these blackout caps for your taillights.
Loving all of this.
Look at that.
That's looking good. And of course, as we close out the rear here, we want to make sure the sound system is up to par, what everyone's hoping. And you said you wanted to make sure it sounded the right way. And
Absolutely.
of course, we're going to do that and see how low we can get this Challenger. And for Colette and I, we're still waiting on that name.
I'm working on it still.
Welcome back to Helping Hands Garage, where earlier we spoke about wanting to increase the handling performance on this Dodge Challenger. And one of the easiest ways to do that is with a Mopar suspension upgrade kit. Now that kit comes with everything that we're gonna need to get the job done: our springs, shocks, caps, insulators, hardware, and this is going to completely transform the way that that car feels on the road. A spring compressor is a must-have for a job like this. It'll make it a lot easier and safer to install our new struts. Make sure to install everything to the correct torque specs and then enjoy your new ride.
Well, the time has come for Bill and Cyndy to almost get behind the wheel and enjoy what this 2012 Challenger is all about. That sound system that Jeff and Jordan have been working diligently on for the last few days. We're almost there.
So close, almost there.
Thank you so much for the efforts of that. And of course, Colette, the conversation around this car has been, we want it menacing. Menacing this, that, the other, aggressive. How well do you think we did?
We did a very great, full, aggressive visual transformation on this Dodge Challenger. In the front, we got the grille, we got the blacked out headlights, and we even have upgraded headlights with the LED. We got blacked out lights all around the entire car. We got the wing that you always wanted on there, and we even lowered it about 2 inches, which is a big deal.
Yeah, and that wing, you really put out the big guns for and got a busting on that. Of course, the wish list that you sent us, and so that we could honor serving you guys, as you guys have given so much to your community, your church, and others alike. We kind of punched some holes in that as well. What are some of the standouts for you?
The audio system, definitely. Yep, I cannot wait to play it. The headlights are amazing.
Yeah.
The blackout's amazing. I love everything. Love all the upgrades.
So glad to hear that. And of course, we have a whole slew of helping hands that have been here in this process for you guys. A quick shout out to anybody around here?
Everybody. My husband, Evie, Jeff, and Jordan. The guys in the back, Emily and Jake. Thank you so much. I love you all very much. Thank you.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. And I think Colette and I are just curious about how you're going to be rounding out this whole experience with a name. What is the name of this 2012 Challenger?
We decided to go with Menace.
Thank you guys. That's the name. That's the name. That's the important thing here. Thank you guys for being a part of this. We cannot wait to see you guys on the road.
What do you think?
I like it. I like the look. I like it all. It's cool. The front end looks really cool.
I love the blacked out look.
I was really surprised what a difference those light covers made.
I love it. It runs great. I love sitting low to the ground with the lower suspension that y'all put on it. I love the blacked out look. I love the audio system. Everything it's just a really great car. Thank you for all the upgrades.
I definitely feel like I'm sitting in my race car.
Yeah.
I feel really low to the ground.
Yeah, you can tell the difference.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys worked. I mean, the whole time we were in, I can't really hardly even remember them taking a break. I mean, they were just always in that car getting that thing right. Thankful for our friends that came and helped out. It was really fun to be able to share the experience with Eric and Mike and Audra, and of course our kids and all you guys. I mean, it was just a really cool process.
Oh, yeah.
Colette, what a treat it was to really be able to help make a difference for a family who has dedicated their lives to serving others. In the military, as a police officer, as a nurse. It was really special.
Definitely. I mean, growing up as a military kid myself, I know that feeling of your family going away to serve others, and it was so awesome that we were able to serve them back and give Cyndy her dream car.
Yeah, speaking of that dream car, that 2012 Challenger, ooh, you're going to be able to hear that a mile away. The 10th family here this season of Helping Hands Garage.